Group chats are the digital living rooms of modern friendship, private spaces where we shed our public personas and share our real selves. Inside these text-based sanctuaries, inside jokes and rapid-fire memes create a sense of safety and belonging. But the line between harmless fun and something darker is thin. Without body language or tone, words can be misread, and humor can warp into something more sinister. This is the story of one such group chat, a sisterhood that began with laughter and solidarity. Over time, their jokes grew darker, their targets more specific, and the line between fantasy and reality blurred. What happens when private jokes spill into the real world with devastating consequences? This essay traces the journey from sharing secrets to plotting a crime, forcing us to question the safety of our own digital spaces. The Coven, a group chat of 5 young women, was their exclusive digital fortress. It buzzed with daily life, bad dates, academic woes, and, most importantly, laughter. Their humor was sharp, dark, and deeply ironic, creating a powerful sense of belonging. Inside jokes and edgy banter became social currency, reinforcing their bond and loyalty. The group's private language set them apart, making them feel like a unit against the world. But this insularity also created an echo chamber, where group consensus overrode individual judgment. The need to be funny and edgy pushed boundaries, and jokes about real people began to take center stage. Minor annoyances were exaggerated, grievances sharpened into elaborate aggressive jokes. The plausible deniability of just joking masked a growing toxicity. Their fortress of friendship was slowly becoming a breeding ground for something far more dangerous. The shift was subtle, starting with Chloe venting about her conflict with Sarah. The group rallied, offering support and memes about toxic friends. But as Chloe's anger simmered, the jokes escalated, from cutting someone off to slashing Sarah's tires. Violent fantasies crept in, always followed by laughing emojis to signal it was all a game. The turning point came when jokes included real-world details. Sarah's workplace, her car, her route home. Hypotheticals became step-by-step scenarios, blurring the line between venting and planning. Each new, more shocking joke raised the bar, creating a feedback loop of aggression. The group's dark humor, once a bond, became a poison, normalizing malice and eroding judgment. What started as support for Chloe became a collaborative blueprint for revenge. The digital living room had become a laboratory for dangerous ideas. The members didn't realize how far they'd gone until it was too late. Their words, once harmless, now carried a chilling weight. Humor can mask aggression, letting people express forbidden thoughts without taking responsibility. In the Coven, laughing emojis and LOL after violent suggestions signaled it was all performance. This shield of irony allowed aggression to grow unchecked, silencing anyone who felt uneasy. The fear of being the buzzkill kept members complicit, even as the rhetoric escalated. But legally, just kidding doesn't hold up, especially when jokes include specific details about targets and plans. Law enforcement looks past humor to the content and context of messages. When words cross into specific threats, they become evidence, not jokes. The group's private language meant nothing to outsiders, especially police and prosecutors. The digital record became a permanent, scrutinized document of intent. The biggest warning sign in a group chat is specificity. Vague venting is common, but danger emerges when jokes become detailed and actionable. In the Coven, jokes evolved from "I hate Sarah" to discussing her car, her route, and the broken streetlights she passed. These weren't random details, they were reconnaissance. Specifics made the fantasy vivid for the group, but for law enforcement, they signaled operational planning. Repetition of these scenarios normalized the unthinkable, making each new mention less shocking and more plausible. A single comment might be dismissed, but repeated, detailed jokes form a pattern. The group slowly talked itself into believing a dangerous plan was justified. Under the guise of humor, they crossed a line they couldn't see. Specificity turned their chat from venting to conspiracy. The Coven's digital fortress was breached by conscience, not hacking. One member, overwhelmed by anxiety, took screenshots and confided in her sibling. Together, they contacted the police, who saw not jokes, but a documented plan for harm. The group was now under criminal investigation. Their private words became public evidence. Police prioritized Sarah's safety, contacting her and establishing a protection plan. For Sarah, the threat became terrifyingly real. Investigators obtained warrants, seized devices, and questioned each member. The shield of irony vanished under police scrutiny. Defenses of just joking were met with skepticism and a cold reading of their own words. The group's solidarity crumbled in the face of legal reality. Their digital world was now a crime scene. The consequences of their words were no longer theoretical. Panic set in as police contacted the Coven. Members scrambled to delete messages, believing they could erase the evidence. But in the digital age, deleted rarely means gone. Forensic experts recovered nearly the entire chat history, including deleted messages and attempts to coordinate stories. The act of deleting became evidence itself, showing consciousness of guilt. The recovered messages revealed the group's evolution from venting to plotting, and their panic when caught. The digital record was more reliable than memory, a silent witness to every step. In the end, their attempts to hide only deepened their legal trouble. In the digital world, our words have a permanence we often underestimate. The legal fallout was swift and severe. The district attorney charged the group not for dark humor, but for conspiracy and criminal threats. The digital sisterhood shattered, friendships dissolved, replaced by legal battles and public shame. 2 members, including Chloe, were convicted and sentenced to jail and probation. Others faced community service, counseling, and permanent criminal records. Their futures, jobs, housing, education, were forever altered by a few months of reckless jokes. The emotional trauma for Sarah was real and lasting. The story of the Coven shows how quickly online talk can become real-world harm. The internet's memory is long, and the price of careless words can last a lifetime. The barrier between online and offline consequences is thinner than we think. The Coven's story is a call for digital awareness. Group chats can nurture or destroy, depending on the culture we create. When jokes become targeted, repetitive, and detailed, it's a red flag. Trust your digital gut. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Speaking up or leaving isn't betrayal, it's responsibility. Behind every screen name is a real person, and words have real impact. Healthy digital friendships require empathy, not cruelty masked as humor. Let's be better friends, listeners, and digital citizens, because the line between humor and harm is defined by impact, not intent.